Hello, babes. It's me, Kellyanne, here for another card reading on this wonderful Wednesday, September 18th, 2019. We have the honor and privilege of living, breathing, and serving yet another day on this magnificent, wonderful earth. Let's start with a little bit of clarity, huh? Normally, I use tarot cards, which I actually have right here. I won't even show them because it's not right yet. But today, I'm using my Oracle of the Goddess deck, and although they are in reverse, I absolutely will read them for you, so you don't have to worry about not being able to read them, but you get to see the images on the screen of the heart spaces and the home spaces that come up. So it's very exciting to get messages from the goddesses because they're always very relevant and very specific and very tailored to exactly what we need to hear. Is that it? Okay, it's telling me that's it. So here is today's message for the day. It's a heart card, so I'm going to put it over my heart because I feel like maybe this is going to be a little difficult one for you to hear, but I honor that it is exactly what you need to hear, and I'm going to try to do my best to be as kind and loving as possible in transmitting this message to you. The goddess Passawi, who is the goddess of endurance, has come to tell us that we must feel contentment, which is probably why it's going to be a little bit of a difficult one to hear and to receive, because especially when we're going through rough times or when we're just feeling weird or we're feeling off or we're feeling some type of way, we might resent contentment. We might resent being happy in spite of, because that often feels like we're disregarding the hardness and the difficulty of going through what we're, in the middle of. And yet, you need to hear this because you always have a choice. There is always a choice to endure things with an attitude of gratitude. And so lame. It's so lame to say it that way, but it's the truth. It's totally 100% the truth. So I'm going to give you exactly what Passawi has to say, and then we're going to digest it just a little bit. Discontent results from wanting things to be as they are not. Feel the goodness in things as they are. Embrace the present moment and stop struggling to escape insecurity, pain, and doubt. Stop trying to escape insecurity when it comes up, because it's teaching you about all the ways that you actually are secure in your life. It's a reminder. Stop trying to escape pain, because it is a taste of contrast that maybe you don't want, but the universe knows you need to recognize that there are always highs and lows to the process. Like the idea of the concept of endurance really gives you a sense of like there is a long way to go and you just got to take it one step at a time. And yet when some of the steps cause you to falter, and maybe you've been faltering for a long time, or maybe you felt like you've taken one step forward and two steps back for a couple of miles, several miles on your journey so far, yeah, you might be fucking frustrated. You might be tearing your hair out, wishing that you could just get past this part. And yet, the pain and the doubt and the insecurity, everything that stems from fear is there to guide you and advise you on exactly what you already have and exactly what you are learning to accept and to not accept in your life. Embrace the present moment and stop struggling to escape insecurity, pain, and doubt. Require no assurance. Require no assurances of a certain future for you to be content. Meaning, don't create expectations in order for you to be happy. Can you harness the feeling of happiness? Can you harness the feeling of joy and fulfillment through gratitude? You know, when I got into a car accident, that's all I'm thinking about right now is like when I got into a car accident with this car that I've had for such a long time and was not ready to go. It was not ready to go. But the universe said, I know it's not what you want because this car is already suited to tow your trailer that you've been working on, your fucking trailer home and everything. It's already got the hitch receiver on there. It's already got everything you need. It's already been tested. You know this car and you feel comfortable with this car. You feel safe. You feel secure. And yet, when I totaled my car, somehow in just like a rear-ending incident, it really caused me to feel like this is not a moment for me to feel insecure. This is not a moment for me to doubt whether or not the universe loves me and is there for me and is taking care of me. This is a moment for me to recognize the universe had something in mind that was out of my hands, that was out of my control. And if the journey is a long one and this step feels like it could be difficult, how can I make it lighter? How can I take this step without stomping down and feeling like I'm fucking heavier and heavier and heavier and I'm adding to my own list of burdens, you know, like, well, you guys could see me over here and shit. Adding to my own list of burdens, you know, if my car being totaled and having to go and get all the shit out of my car and ask my grandma for a ride and go and buy another, like go car shopping and figure out the funds for a new car and then go actually buy the car. If all of these things are things that I know that I have to do, that I have no control over, what I do have control over is how I feel about them and whether or not I want to burden myself even more by creating expectations around how that stuff should look or how it should go. I can't control that the fucking car salesman is a douche, even though it's the car that I want. You know? I can't create expectations around, you know, what time my grandma's going to be able to help me out and shit. Like, I just have to receive this lesson from the universe, receive this lesson from spirit or source or God or whatever it is that you believe in. Receive this lesson with a dose of humility. Your life is moving at the rate you can deal with. If you deny that truth, things only change more slowly. So if I had been like super pissed off about getting into my car accident, and if I had been like trying to like look for a new car immediately, even though I just didn't feel like it, I didn't feel like, oh, I want to deal with this right now. I just didn't feel like it, but it seemed like an expectation that I was creating for myself. Like I have to, like, because I'm an adult, I'm expected to start looking for a car immediately in order to be a responsible person. I didn't feel like I wanted to do that. The only thing that made me happy was not thinking about it for a couple of days. And so I didn't. And by the time that I actually looked for a car, just like 2 days before I placed that first search, the car that I actually ended up getting that I really wanted came down like $2,000. So if I looked beforehand, I would have been really disappointed. But because I looked at the time that I did, because I allowed myself to feel happy where I was at, instead of trying to push things faster, there would have been resistance. I would have been met with my own insecurities about wanting to do things the right way and yet feeling like I just fucking can't. I'm not the one to be doing that. Other people are good at doing things the right way. I'm just going to do it my way. I would be creating all of these expectations that were totally unreasonable. And in my heart, all I really want to do is feel content. All I really want to do is accept the situation that I'm currently in. And today, on this Wednesday, that is the goal. That is the message, is whatever it is that you must endure, if it feels like a long day ahead of you, and just one of those steps feels like 2 steps backward, you are going to slow yourself down the whole rest of the day and resist your own good, resist your own happiness, and you resist your own joy that you can create for yourself by creating this belief about how it's ruining your life, creating this belief about how being 2 steps behind is suddenly, like fucking everything up. It's not. It's just a moment. It's just a moment that has consequences, and those consequences are now out of your control. The only thing that you have control over is how you feel about it. And Pasui has endured a lot. She's been through a lot. She's seen a lot. She's been the observer. And she knows that if you were to endure anything, you've got to have your highs with your lows. You got to mix your highs with your lows so you can come in and see things for what they are, and then zoom back out and recognize the big picture. How everything actually falls into place in the most perfect fucking way. Especially when you get out of the fucking way. Especially when you get out of the way. Or especially when you listen to your intuition about which way to go, even if it feels wrong, even if it feels like it goes against expectations. You listening to that extra voice that's telling you which way to go and what's going to create the best next step for you, it's going to change everything for your highest good, for your bestest good. And that is our reading for the day. I would love to connect with you on Instagram. That is where the majority of my amazing shit ends up, as well as the Vibrant Coven, which is a membership through the patreon.com community, where creators like myself can offer exclusive things that are not on my Instagram for you to access more of your magic and level the fuck up. I love you so much. You are lovable just the way you are. You're deserving of all the love you desire. And I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day.